If you trash, I keep it simple and dynamic. Trust the passage rights of life's chapters. I have to write to find balance. This game of telephone, massive. I do what I have to with the fragment.
So, about to do a live reaction of Earl Sweatshirt's new album, Sick, Earl Sweatshirt. That's been my favorite rapper for the last 10 years. I don't know why it took so long. I just been putting it off. I haven't listened to the album yet because I wanted to do a live review of it, or a live reaction of it. You're not the, I don't know if you're the biggest fan of Earl Sweatshirt, but you respect his skill and shit.
Yes, I respect his skill. And he is starting to grow on me a little bit. Like, you know, he keep playing his songs around me, and I'm starting to like him a little more. So. Yeah,
everybody says the music to scare the hoes off. I don't care, be scared.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the reason I started rapping, to be honest with you. Because I remember before I started listening to Earl Sweatshirt, before Earl Sweatshirt became my favorite rapper, Lil Wayne was my favorite rapper. And I always heard, like, that nigga freestyled all his songs. And I'm like, nigga, I'll never be able to freestyle like that. That nigga go too crazy. But then I heard Earl, I'm like, I like his rapping better. But he was like 15, 16 at the time. A lot of those songs came, like, when I first started listening to him, like 2011. And that was like, that shit was just hard to me. I'm like, man, this dude has the ability to rap slow, but still have like the cadence and the diction and the wordplay to be able to, like, you still have to, he can rap slow as shit, and you still have to listen to it like 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
To figure out what he was, it's a lot of like different entendres and all kind of hidden stuff in his lyrics, so you really gotta pay attention.
Alright, so let's go ahead and start it.
Alright, this first track is called Old Friend.
Wildcatters got him in a bind, stay inside. No, I came from out the thickest smiling. Mad Hatters capping every line, it doesn't matter to the 10 and 5. They start hacking when they can't shrink us. I found a middle and a bit of balance. Let this to free yourself. Split it with my hand like cigarettes. Slick oil in a fish gill. I fill a void with the pen, build a bill. Shrill, couple stains that I couldn't shield. My brother brain that we couldn't shield. Couple came, couple went still. And what remained of the Wolves mill. I held a page, gave a book ears. Whisper thanks, hella pain, heavy brain in the cat skills. Played the shade, quite a deal, glad we stay friends.
You know what? That shit was hard. I heard like some lines about that was Mad Hatters, it was capping, and there was also something about the Bibles and the picket fence or something like that. So it was going hard. I gotta figure out more what he was talking about. You know, that's gonna be more so a review than a reaction. But I'm wondering, I'm gonna have to look up later and see how much of these tracks are produced by him, because most of the time when he does albums, at least since I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, he produces like 95% of the entire album.
Wow.
So I know at least 2 tracks on this album already wasn't produced by him, because I think, what's his name, Black Noise or Black Milk did, I think it was Black Noise did 2010, and at the end of this track, it sounds like it's transitioning into 2010. I fuck with that song. And then Tabula Rasa, that's another song that I heard that was produced by Alchemist. And that's probably one of my favorite rapper producer duos, like, in the game. Is like when Earl and Alchemist get together, it's always some crazy shit.
It's gonna be a hit.
Alright, so let's go ahead to the next track.
Yeah, you're right. 2010, let's go. 2010.
I'ma need a bigger bag for the cohort. Trying to make a millionaire out of slum dogs. Bet that handcraft blunt force. Cozy with the East Africans up north. Where 7 make a 3 turn a 10 by law. Crescent moon wink, when I blinked it was gone. Let up the crib, smack no sheep on the sword. Made it by the skin on my teeth, thank God. 03 mama rockin' Liz Claypool. Had her stressing up the wall playing Mary J songs. Rainy day king. Pure gold, son told me don't mix it. Caught the feeling, mama had me out temple. Not religious, we was really out Philly. Right up on the night, I get clear thoughts. Caught a couple slices and I veered off. Saw another height, had my ears popped. Walked outside, it was still gorgeous. Sharp insides was revealed slowly. In the dark inside, we was real hungry. On the 7 of the 5, we was real hungry. Niggas still drumming. Foot shook ground when I stepped on it. Didn't look back when I broke soil. Cause every time I did, it would hurt more. In the dark inside, we was real hungry. On the 7 of the 5, we was real hungry. And I didn't look back when I broke soil.
You know, one thing I like about Earl's songs sometimes is that he's not a hook type of dude.
Right. He's not.
It's like it's straight bars, action act, is nothing else. It's no filler. It's like when some rap songs came out, a lot of people probably thought he wasn't really trying. No, he was spitting some shit in the album, and it's really probably his best produced album, in my opinion, as far as what he was doing with it. I mean, it was on another level. And every single time I listen to some rap songs, it gets better than the time before. And also he goes straight to the point. Like, the albums aren't real long these days. It's like Solace was one of my favorite one of his projects. Another thing about what he does is, like, instead of doing a hook, he'll often create a motif with a few lines, say them a little bit slower at a different rhythm, and kind of just repeat them, kind of like in almost a chant way, or kind of like you're rehashing some shit that was just real heavy on your mind, so it just repeats it to just emphasize the importance of it. And most of the time, it's not even the hardest bars in the song. So like in 2010, he was talking about Liz Claiborne had him stressing up the wall playing Mary J songs. Rainy days come, couldn't wipe the stains off. Long way to go, we already came far. So a lot of that shit be like real inspirational on the low.
They was real hungry.
Yeah, they was real hungry. And it's like just telling a story in a real subliminal way, to where it's like that multi-layered story, that if you're just listening to it from a perspective and not even understand what he's saying, the cadence and the wordplay is enough to catch your ear. And then it's like, all right, cool, you get deeper into it and you understand the lyrics, and it's just certain things he says. It's like, he's cozy up with the East Africans up north, and then it's like, he said, left the crib, slapped no sheath on a sword, made it by the skin of my teeth, thank God. And like, to me, that sounds like he's saying he done went raw doggy, and he ain't catch nothing to get the girl pregnant, and he, had a drunk one night stand. Like, to me, there's certain lines like that really stick out to me. It's like, sometimes you can say less with more, but sometimes you can say more with less. And he's like a master of never saying exactly what you got to say directly. This song.
The title track.
Oh, I know, I ain't heard this one.
Just said something again.
I love the artwork.
Oh yeah.
Something gotta give. Spinning another web. Head home and pleasure by the gram. Gas siphon and smoke in my diaphragm. Stone caps, Molly Black, Betty Bell around. Debbie Allen Dan, shorty really from the west. Just a highly cat, legend in the fucking flesh. Quit the frat, double back, I need a percent. Blast alive, karma fast, that's a messy bitch. Can't go outside no more cause niggas sick. Fuck a second chance, I won't let the devil in.
So one thing I like is, like, sometimes it's like that real gritty. It's like that real gritty, real minimalistic trap with a sample in the background. There's some real low 808s in there, and just some hi-hats. Now, he has a few songs that's like that. Most of them aren't. But I think about, like, I think he sampled, was it Next Lifetime by Erykah Badu to Make Grief? Like, it was an Erykah Badu sample to Make Grief. And it's just making something pretty ugly. Most time people try to make something prettier, or they try to make something ugly pretty. But that nigga just make it ugly, say fuck it, you gonna take what I give you. And I think that song, to me, I couldn't hear everything that he was saying. One thing about this album so far is it seems like some of the the tracks are like decreasing in volume, because the first track seemed loud, and then each track we've been having to turn up the volume. But it seemed like that song was giving me vibes. A lot of it was about just being antisocial to protect yourself. Like, no second chance, ain't gonna let the devil in, and talking about messy bitches, and then just talking about, you know, it's not even safe to go outside because niggas sick. And I mean, it's real. And I wonder if some of that was just touching on the whole COVID situation. But there's also just a lot of people with mental, like some real bad mental illness, shit like that going on. Like, remember I told you, like, my grandfather went to the gas station, accidentally tapped somebody's truck. Nigga got out the car, put his ass in the hospital. I'm like, yo, these niggas crazy. I wish I would have seen the nigga. I would beat the dog shit out of them. But niggas are sick right now. It's true. Let's go to the next track.
We got the next track, which is Vision.
My father was away trapping. Which lives.
And you know what? This reminds me a lot of like old school Wu-Tang with like liquid swords.
I was thinking about that. I couldn't think of the name, but yeah, that's it. The liquid swords, when you was playing that.
Yeah, with the talking
like the
background.
samples, yeah.
Myself. I had the fear for myself. I get that green like it's kept.
Who's that right
I
there?
put that shit in the pail. Make sure my mama do well. All of my bitches do well. I get that cash to the wire. I make them plays on the cell. I free my sister herself. I got that chick through the
Be
mail.
crazy as hell.
You put the jumbo a giant. Whipping that paint jambalaya. Simply symphony. Be sing the symphony. Bitch just defending me. She thought that is was skinny. Been took it back. Been told you that you been weak. Been incomplete. Looking for someone to match with me.
That gave me some Kodak black vibe.
Desert eagle looking for someone to fly with me.
But it was really riding with that triplets. And them lines was hard too.
Open my eyes, free
never heard of him.
just
Me neither.
remind me where I'm from, what's going on.
I wanted the people on these tracks that signed to Tan Crescent.
Gas going up, hold on,
Tan Crescent, that's his record label. I think it's a family label though.
The motor going, the gas flowing, bitch. This some German clip. We ain't got click by myself. Couldn't be little myself. Couldn't be all weak as hell. I just be weary as hell. I had to feel for myself. Had to get low like the jail pose. Check review, then lose your tail, bro. I'ma skip over the hell.
To mess with me, you lose your tailbone. I mean, I'ma kick your ass.
It caught me in to stand still. I picked up a penny and left. Everything we in the midst of. How long you waving a rent? Moratorium is stand off. I'm just evading the pit. Spending interest. Loan on my paces get thin. Everything you said, I missed it. Can't believe you get paid for this shit. Whatever stock at the shelves. Niggas thinking that they figured it out. Hit the lab.
Now, that's the whole line. It's talking about fixing my face, my answer.
I hear
I think it said something about his patience running thin, or something like that. Like, that's some real introverted shit. Like, man, I don't want to be here.
I feel that.
I would do anything to make my
Black glitter ass sample.
Please, Manuel, is there anything you can do to help me?
Maybe there
With
is.
that vocal on the sample in the background.
How can I make our black children happy without any magic?
It depends upon what you tell them. Magic is only make-believe, and our children do not need to grow up in a make-believe world. You need to tell them the truth and help make them feel proud of who they are. The magic of truth is much more powerful than the magic of make-believe.
But what can I tell them?
Tell them that they're beautiful. Tell them that they're black.
Yeah, that was hard. I like
Here,
that.
take hold of my wing, and I will take you to someone who can give you something even better than this.
Ooh.
You know where that come from?
No, I was trying to figure that out. I don't know.
I had to look it up. I don't recognize it, but
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know if that was from a movie or if that was something he wrote himself, had somebody do on there, or what. But I like that song right there. That's gonna get some replays.
Okay.
I like this
that
song.
one too. Oh, you like this next one?
Oh yeah, this is my song right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. that syncopation. Goddamn.
Cross-check what's really real and what's performance. Speak for self, but wondering who else really on it. Who's really all that?
Coming on that bitch with soliloquies.
The document is alive. I speak life. Every border gets revised and dissolved. With the fines, what is charged? Haven't made up my mind if I'm assigned to the stars. I slide when I walk. Ears and snot bubbles. Sop puddles. I lay in the west by. Listen, let's not conflate. I give what I take. There's the hunt, there's the chase. Some talk like they never got punched in the face. You can't see clearly now. Don't come near me. Where's the weary loop max infinite? Draw me closer, damn near intimate. Hell up in Harlem, so meet me cross 110th Street.
What happened to the sound? Oh, we hit the bad part. All right, cool. We talk for a second then. I love the way they just playing around with the cadence, taking that old school boom bap. This that Alchemist on production. One thing about Earl and how he often does a lot of his features is, I think it's just people he fucks with. He knows are talented. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people just people in his real circle.
Yeah.
Like Navy Blue, him. They had a video called Nobles, produced by Alchemist, and they had like footage from back when they was kids, like a long time ago. That's kind of like the paradox of being an artist sometimes. It's like sometimes when you reach a certain level, like psychological reactance can set in, and you can have just that experience of just feeling boxed in by people liking what you do, so you just feel the need to subvert their expectations. And sometimes they could work like self-sabotage towards your success. And I think that certain aspects of this album so far is like Earl kind of getting out of that space, because if that's what you do for a living anyways, you know, you can either create your cult following, or you try to get the best of both worlds, or you try to go more mainstream. And Earl is somebody who purposely makes music that people who don't fuck with him aren't gonna think is good.
Right.
Like, yeah, think it's bad, cool.
Yeah.
Like, and some of that's a little bit of self-sabotage, but another aspect of that is just playing to the true artist in his nature. And that's something I could definitely appreciate. It's like a lot of people refer to him as like the MF Doom of our generation, and there's a lot of things that come with it. So I really like a lot of the music going on. Alchemist, one of my favorite producers, hands down. And just the overall way that they're just playing with the cadence and the rhyme schemes. You know, I like when somebody has that ability to take the rhyme scheme and plant the seeds for the resolution and the payoff of that rhyme scheme multiple lines ahead of time. And to me, I think that takes a certain level of skill to do that.
Definitely does.
And also to be able to be quote unquote offbeat, or to rap in a more of a syncopated way, but still still feel like there's some type of resolution, or there's still some type of meter to what's going on. So let me go ahead continue the song.
All right.
Foreign and we drive them on empty. Somebody bury me in a ball suit. Give my babies my rhyme books, but tell them do you. My pack loud, cut right through. Kofi Annan in the booth, so yink in the stool. Say second Mabutu if the DJ plays something smooth. Slide on to move. I don't dance, but maybe tonight I don't know where. I don't even mind if it is the strobe light. Live for the living.
It's like some thug spoken word.
Late night, my box is burning up the kitchen. She passed out right when I was done fixing. I watch reruns in the dark, fingers and lips glisten.
And I'm gonna do a rap to this beat right here. I still gotta write it.
I'm so damn proud of myself.
I think Earl came in crazy on this.
I did this for you, G. Alright?
Mention there and back, tall tales tossed to the breeze. We keep facts in the midnight wax. Family tree sap, light leak through the leaves on familiar tracks. I know it's real even when I'm feeling bad. Brazilian as they build the black. She shimmy into the yeah, that's consent getting established. You only trash if you trash. I keep it simple and dynamic. Trust the passage rights of life's chapters. I have the right to find balance. This game of telephone, massive. I do what I have to.
Now that's some real shit.
The madness measured rampant these days. I let the panic pass me. Featherweight, my heart was straight despite baggage. Asymptomatic, but I get sick of the delays. Faster, practicing what I preach. We got so much to bleed to clean slate. The bag of tricks in my sleeve break. Southpaw under the North Star, forcing all the lead change.
also just the other things they're saying. It's like in Southpaw under the North Star forcing on the lead change. Yeah, we had watched the Fist of the North Star the other night. I love that movie. You was
I
asleep,
had
though.
fell asleep on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had to watch a little piece of it. It was good.
I ain't fall asleep though. Well, what else was it? He had some more lines in there, like asymptomatic. And it's like I get sick of the delays, faster. And it's like sometimes it's the tone in the voice and how them lines come through. But just for real, anytime Earl and damn Alchemist get together, it's crazy. Like M-Tune, love it. I had wrote about that one in the paper. That wasn't the whole paper, but it was just one aspect of it. There's a track with when he was on Domo Genesis, No Idols mixtape. I think he was on Game Breaker and Like a Star. What else was it? There's some more tracks. Some of them just had random ass names. I think one of them was like 67 or something like that. You got there's another one with Action Bronson, and he was on there. Loose Change, like that shit was hard. Like on 2010, he was like, gave me Loose Change. Look at what I made of it. That was a hard ass single. That was on his album. That was a different album. E. coli. That shit was hard too. We go ahead and skip to the next one.
I like when he said, "You only trash if you trash. I keep it simple and dynamic."
Facts.
But what he talking about, like, because isn't that kind of related to what you were talking about with him? Like, a lot of people listen to him and be like, that don't sound good. But like, if you really know what he's doing, then it's like you understand the heart behind it.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you subvert expectations. Some people don't understand the heart of an artist.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between, like you could be both. Like Kendrick Lamar is both. You know what I mean? Some people are entertainers and some people are artists.
Yeah.
And some people got the best of both worlds. That nigga Earl is just an artist.
Yeah.
I don't think he's really interested in trying to entertain anybody.
Right.
Well, he said, trust the passage rights of life's chapters. I have the right to find balance.
Yeah.
This game of telephone massive. I do what I have to. I'm like, to me, that was just some profound shit because he said a lot with a little. It's like when you trust the passage rights of life's chapters, it's like you got to take every day by day. You just trust that it comes as it comes, and I do what I have to. This game of telephone massive, and it's like when you get too caught up in what people say, like in the mainstream, you get too caught up in what people say in media. This game of telephone is massive. Every time somebody tells a story, it's gonna change a little bit from their point of view. But we can go ahead and switch to the next track.
Okay, here comes live.
Same one that I forgot to praise, still above me. One thing about it, I'ma beat them to the punches. Stuck all day thinking mama would have loved when. With every triplet of trips around the sun, some of the slugs get thick, I'm chipping away at crust. On foot 11 when the split gave me a rush, playing the cuts like a DJ. Let me know if you on tango or something. Lemon meringue, wallaby, soul stained gun. Exploring a couple different avenues, staying dangerous, day drunk. Yeah, sometimes the pain sitting fester in the hate beloved. I finally found it at the core of my dim and fire. What's a little lie? What's a little lie?
Fuck nigga.
Tell me, gotta make it straight. Till it's hard, it's hot. The longer you can stand it, the straighter it's gonna be.
On that track.
Oh, I thought, you know what? I really like the horns. He does a lot of, like, you know, because probably how he got his name, Earl Sweatshirt, came from, you know, his obsession with old people names and just geriatric shit. It's like, in his one song, Solace, he's like, I'm the youngest old man that you know. And I felt that because I'm a young ass old nigga.
You have an old soul. So.
Yeah, I got like 50 and 60-year-old friends and stuff. I'm usually talking and chilling.
Facts.
I'm 26. Most people I talk to on a regular basis at least about 35. But yeah, it be like that sometimes. But it's like it's that old feeling, like just those horns in there, and some of these beats, just real repetitive loops. And it's kind of meant to put you in more so of a trance state in a certain vibe than creating music that's more so dynamic with the production. And there's place for that, you know what I mean? Some people like more dynamic production. Some people more so like loops. Like sometimes I like to do both. But you know, making lo-fi beats, making boom bap, making certain things, sometimes that repetitive shit, it brings the point home, and then it really lays a good canvas and foundation for you to put some lyrics down. You know, and I didn't get too much into a lot of the lyrics in that particular track. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it later. But yeah, I like that song. That cadence was crazy.
That was great. Bobby.
You know what it is. Don't overreact. I'm 26. Below this pass. Rolling with the pack. Even when it switch. Guaranteed miss. Don't get too attached. Heavyweight on my back. Chamberlain with the stats. Don't play with it. Sailing the land. Niggas stay with the plan. We ain't get in. When I get the box, I'm inhaling. I happen to know that it's sailing. I'm happy to throw out the trail. Cover you know the surveillance. I know it's a quarter to fill. Where you going and what's your intent? I ain't noticed the run of the mill. I ain't known for hugging the fence. Hand hard, I'm stubborn as shit. Quick start,
definitely gonna get some
steps. Since I like my partner from 65th. Big love, but I'm from the mid. I'm coming home, but luckily we slid.
And he is saved. Well, he is super. Wow, overturned call. What a slide.
Okay. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. That one wasn't as complicated with the lyrics, but it was still hard. And that's one thing. It's like that's just some gritty ass shit with them real heavy basses on there. And I don't know if that was like a stretched out piano. It might have been a stretched out piano. And there's always these little SFX sounds in the background that just really add some variety and some character to the tracks. Like outside of just being loop. And just the way that the cadence went through there, the flow was crazy. Because to me, it's like it's the nuances of change when it comes to like how you flow on something that really makes something different. You know what I mean? And also just like the energy that come with it, or the lack thereof. Like I don't know about you, but I like monotone rap. Sometimes people be telling me that raps be a little monotone. I like monotone shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I like both. I think I like more animated.
Yeah, I know you like more animated.
But I can appreciate the monotone too.
Yeah, you a little bit more musically colorful than I am.
Yeah.
I be listening to dark shit. We go to the next track.
All right. So now we got God Laughs.
I like how they got that upright bass, real loud, almost like it's an 808.
No, I can't think. Resort to cantankerous means on the cash play, ride races. The cheese sit in the track, wait is snapped and we
I can't hear the nigga voice
though.
though.
Above me from the waist these days, I'm mindful of what I embrace. Operating on it. My grandfather spoke 13 languages, somehow never had nothing to say to me. Since Hazel made sense of it through prayer, booze is a false greatness. Evil lame, including saviors. Through his brain getting chipped away at David. His body on the road with his mind flamed in funeral wailers. No beluga, no vibe, just mood swinging. True pain, I couldn't eat or sleep for 7 days. Mainly, I ain't weak, keep changing for the better.
He was talking about he couldn't eat for 7 days. His grandfather spoke 13 languages. There's a lot of shit going on there. And one thing I noticed with Earl, and I'm gonna say this is something I noticed, like it seems to be like a gradual shift in the zeitgeist lately, where it seems like a lot of people who are like heavily professed like believers and stuff like that in God are starting to shift more to the atheist side, and a lot of people who are stone cold atheists are starting to get to the place where little by little you see them like, nah nigga, I believe in God.
Yeah.
On the low. And there's been a real gradual shift for Earl. Maybe he don't, but you can tell it's like sometimes it's a philosophical thing as well. Like sometimes it's not just a spiritual thing, but a philosophical belief in just where you get to. And I think of that same thing with like Jordan Peterson, who used to be like atheist or agnostic, and then now he how he speaks, where he's like, I can't confirm some of these things are true, but what if I did believe it? And you know, sometimes you go through enough shit in life, if you don't cut your heart off completely, you kind of get to a place where it's just like, man, you're gonna be praying to God. It's like, you know, if your eyes are open, some many gonna say, man, that nigga probably real.
Right.
Yeah.
Straight, no frills. What I think might pay the bills. Spit on the cam like Machiavelli. Intellect not gon' protect me. Bro just crashed, fucked up his Dodge. Now he shot it for another Hemi. Did a dash, got out of Dodge. Crashed out grandmama car. They got tipped off by civilians. Yes sir, think I already feel it. Sweatshirt, cause you know I revenge. Best served, cold dish. No assist, I'm out here on a mission. Triple doubling off for the strips. Get ghosts like I need a killer. Get ghosts like an apparition. Hometown, hold me down like a rock. Sick mask on like a super villain. Daniel, who you in the den with? Lying. Wasn't lying when I told dogs on the floor now, cause I skinned them. On the 10 East, homebound, I just throw down with the chemist. Mid-town niggas pimpin'. Iceberg, Mac kinda slim. What they couldn't see, sinking ships. Capsize me and use a flip. We know you. Send a postcard from the depth. Bleed the vein till nothing left. You look drained, you should get some rest.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that beat is great. I think when I'm listening to that track, I'm seeing like a motif of like crashing, like crashing, drowning.
Yeah.
And kind of just things kind of being erupted and destroyed kind of out of nowhere. Like getting tipped off by civilians, that shit done crashed. You know, bleed the vein till nothing left. It's like you crashing.
Yeah.
And it's just like just things going left. You talking about best served cold dish. And I like just that allusion to revenge. We just said best served cold dish. And then when he was talking about, you know, who you in the den with, lions wasn't lying. It's like, you know, bringing back the words, using them together, making them sound similar, and comparing those things together. So, yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I like that song.
That's one of my favorites on this album.
That was one of the singles right there.
Oh, yeah.
We go on to that next one.
Okay, here's the last track, which is Fire in the
What's the last track already? Yeah, there's only a tweet.
Seeping into the vaults, I needed a quick result. I read it and don't respond. She see it and saw a sprinkle. I needed another goal. I'm seeing her when I want. Fire leaping out the hole. Deep breathing only make it grow. They ain't wanna lead a clutch. I know what you mean, how I play it based on what I'm shown. Consolidate the cream, then I'm headed home. She shine like 14 karat gold. Rewiring, patching holes. It's no rewinding. For the umpteenth time, it's only four. Peace to a God, solo to soldier. I couldn't toast to drink the demise. I heard the clink. Life could change in a blink of an eye. I'm wrinkling time. I'ma leave it to y'all to get hoodwinked and surprised. You want some boosting? I'd rather be with you when I'm high. I went ahead and mixed some beef and juice with the wine. Skin contact, feeling a rise. Squeeze down. It's been a minute since I blew up your line. I leave town fast. Out the dungeon like outcast. Funnels with the loud pack. Hunters blow. I read it and don't respond. She seeing this nigga the song.
They ain't put no turntables on or nothing. They just start going into the middle of the road.
Let's skip from round down.
Yeah.
Jeez, they're doing it again a little bit. Yeah.
What they had going on? But so far, this might be one of my favorite beats on the album. And there's some of my favorite bars on the album.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, you say, okay, rewind. Told you for the umpteenth time. It's only forward. Because you can't move backwards in time. You know, they got some scientific theorists who talk about how when it comes to like time travel, maybe the possibility of moving through time quicker is possible but moving backwards is impossible. Titanic, I like that too. Yeah. Lobby or In Lobby, that was hard. Of course, Tabula Rasa. Yeah.
Vision was nice too with the Loopers.
Oh yeah, I like that one too.
Lie. Did you like Lie? I don't quite remember. Which one was that?
I don't remember Lie that much. I think I liked it, but I couldn't think of any lines that particularly stood out versus the rest of them. It's one of the ones where I'm gonna have to go through the whole thing and listen to it kind of like with the lyrics, and I'm gonna just keep listening to it. I know it by heart and then start breaking the lyrics down. Because you gotta keep in mind it's an Earl Sweatshirt album, so that's not the best person to react to, because it's not a lot of it's not a lot of like things that's gonna stand out in a very clear way outside of like some out the box production that's gonna be real in pocket or real out the fucking pocket or just a witty line here and there that can be caught. Right. Most of the witty lines ain't even gonna be caught the first time you listen to Earl. That's the reason why I like the nigga in the first place. So my thoughts on it, I liked it a lot. I'm not 100% sure where I would rank it amongst all of his albums right now. That's a tough one. Like when I listen to it some more, it might go up higher. It's definitely better than Feet of Clay. I think Feet of Clay is probably my least favorite Earl album.
Yikes.
And I'm glad he dropped one this year, because his last album was Feet of Clay. And I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but I liked all his other ones more. Well, you know what? I'd probably put OG Earl, like the album Earl, the mixtape from 2010. I'd probably put that at the bottom. Then I'd probably put Feet of Clay above that. Then I'd probably put I Don't Like Shit I Don't Go Outside. Then I would probably put Doris. Then I would put Solace. Then I would put some rap songs. And I'm not sure if I would put this above or below some rap songs. And it might be below. I don't think I'm gonna put this below Doris. So this is probably gonna be in my top two or three Earl albums.
Okay.
Yeah, probably top 2 or 3. Like in comparison to some rap songs and Solace. But Solace was an EP, but I still count it because it was one of my favorite projects. So you know what? I'm probably gonna put this above Solace. So it's probably in my top 2 Earl albums right now. But I'm gonna have to listen to it some more and see if there's some more of the lines I can catch. You know, sometimes it's hard for me to place things like with Doris versus like, because Doris was him when he was at a younger age, huh? Sunday with Frank, Burgundy, produced by Neptunes. You had Uncle Al, produced by Alchemist. You had 23 Wave Caps with Domo Genesis.
Okay.
You got Pre with SK LaFleur. I think that's Frank Ocean cousin.
Oh, cool.
You got, I think, Sasquatch and Centaurian with Tyler the Creator. And there's some other tracks on there too. I'm trying to remember. You got another one. I think, was it Centaurian or there's a track with the Rizzo on there. So it was a bunch of good shit on Doris.
That was almost 10 years ago. What the heck?
Doris was 12 years ago. No. It was 2012. You're right, 2012. So that was about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Look when it came out. It came out August 19, 2013.
Oh, that's when it came out? Yeah. Oh, that was a good day then.
I know, right?
It sure was.
But yeah, I remember this. Chum. Did you say Chum?
Oh, I didn't even think about saying Chum. That's one of his best songs. So it's hard to say. Because really, Doris was really, like, when it comes to commercial projects, Doris was like, if you like real mainstream stuff, then Doris is probably his best album, because he went more in a appealing to the mainstream type way for him.
Yeah.
Because it still wasn't appealing to the mainstream, but for him it was the appealing to the mainstream. But as far as some of my favorite songs of his on albums, it's like Grief, that's got to stand out. Chum got to stand out. There's some tracks on here that stand out. Tabula Rasa 2010. Like, I feel like he's doing it in his own way, and I really much enjoyed the album. So this is Coach Brody Dharma and Incognita. Earl Sweatshirt, sick review. We up out of here.
If you trash, I keep it simple and dynamic. Trust the passage rights of life's chapters. I have to write to find balance. This game of telephone, massive. I do what I have to with the fragment.